Welcome back into the Wednesday edition of Mike Duffy Live. As we saw yesterday, the Conservatives have launched a new series of ads on radio and television, ostensibly attacking the Liberals over the Senate and what's going on down there. But I think there's probably a larger issue involved. Let's talk to our strategists about this. Jeff Norquay is a Conservative strategist. Senator Marie Poulin is also president of the Liberal Party of Canada. I hope you're getting two checks, one from the Senate.
If only.
One for joining the Liberal Party. Joining the Liberal Party, she's probably getting 5.
Plus the big stipend you get.
These two people are being paid.
From
I'm a volunteer.
And Brad Levine, of course, is Director of Communications for Canada's New Democrats. Well, we saw the Tory ads the other day. And it's interesting, you hear them on radio and they lead you in one direction, and when you look at the one ad on TV, and even without the sound, you see that it's a more broad brush attack on Stéphane Dion than simply about the Senate. That's my view. Today, however, your young Liberals, who are always busy in the back room with all their electronic computer graphics and so on, have come out with some new ads of their own. I want to talk a little bit about this and then get into some other issues about legislation before the House. So first, here's the Liberal Ute and their latest contributions in terms of political advertising.
Hi, I'm a Liberal.
And I'm a PC. Well, I was a PC, then I was in Canadian Alliance, and now I'm just a Conservative.
Hey, PC, I was going to ask you about that. What's with all the name changes?
Marketing, my friend. Simple marketing.
What do you mean?
If the public doesn't like your brand name, you just change it. Works every time.
Then how do they know it's still you?
Well, they don't. That's the point. You fool them into buying you again and again, and then bam! You get power.
Well, why not try convincing people with ideas?
No! Don't listen to her! Vote for Canada's new government!
Isn't that getting a little old?
New and improved. Conservative light. Conservative concentrate. Now with more governing power.
Hi, I'm a Liberal.
And I'm a Conservative.
What's with the hip waders?
Apparently something called global warming is going to cause sea levels to rise in the next 20 years. So I'm getting ready.
With hip waders?
It's genius. We cut $5 billion in Liberal spending on the environment. We can afford to buy every Canadian a pair of hip waders.
Hip waders.
It's the best we could do.
Well, okay, but before we get to that point, shouldn't we try to stop sea levels from rising?
Too difficult.
No, it isn't. See, you just have to reduce carbon emissions. Follow Kyoto. Impose a carbon budget. Don't let industries emit more than their share. Try and get Canadians to reduce power consumption.
Nope, hip waders. I think they look kind of hot.
Yeah. What are you going to do when the water rises above your hip waders?
Well, we've got that covered. Tax credits on life preservers.
So there you have it, the latest work from the young Liberals. Senator Poulin, are you going to buy time to put these on the air, or this is just...
We don't need to buy time. This is an idea that came from our grassroots, and an idea that was picked up by our young Liberals. They did it. They did it for less than $1,000, would you believe? And everyone is looking at this and laughing. Do you know why? People are laughing because it's done with good humor. It's done by our grassroots.
Well, it's a takeoff on that commercial.
And when you think of the difference, absolutely, it's a takeoff. But when you think of the difference between mean-spirited ads that are costing millions of dollars to those who have contributed to the Conservative Party, very interesting.
Jeff can't pass as a Conservative because, according to the fact, you have to have your tie only halfway down.
Right.
And where are those galoshes?
No,
but,
no hip waders.
But you're laughing just like everybody else, and that's good. It's nice to see some humor. Bradley, what do you make of this?
Well, I think they're cute and good for the Liberal youth to get out there and do something about it.
Keep them out of the bars.
That's keeping young Liberals out of bars is a tougher call than just asking for it.
They're called to the bar, that's why.
What's that old line? Liberals go to political conventions to drink, Tories go...
Don't finish it.
No, it's a family show, Mike, family show.
Tories go for something else.
New Democrats
go to collect pamphlets.
That's right, or read them or develop policy or whatever, sure.
Right.
But though I couldn't help but be struck by the environmental one, because the young woman who was portraying the Liberal in the ad was suggesting that shouldn't the government be doing something to stop sea levels from rising to begin with? Couldn't agree more. Shouldn't they maybe making industry pay their fair share? Couldn't agree more. The only problem that the Young Liberals don't understand is their party was in power for 13 years and did none of that stuff. So all I could be saying is going, if you guys had 13 years of majority governments, 8 balanced budgets with surpluses in the billions, why didn't you do it? Why didn't you yourselves do it when you promised the country you would do it?
Brad, it took us years to bring back balance in those budgets because we had to pick up of the years of governance.
But your record on the environment was worse than George Bush's. Worse than George Bush's, your record on the environment.
All credit to the former government for balancing the budget. They did a great job on that. But you know what? It's beside the point, Senator, because it is really rich to see the Liberals putting that kind of ad out. And fine, it's in good-natured and it's in good fun. While they stood idly by while greenhouse gas emissions in this country rose by 33%. The fact is the Liberals did absolutely nothing over this issue.
But let's not forget that Monsieur Dion brought to Montreal 108 countries.
Yeah, well, faced with a crisis, he called a meeting, Senator. Big deal. He called a meeting.
Too bad about the environment. Good meeting. Good. How
many tons of reduction resulted from that meeting?
I have to tell you.
I'm going to get nasty emails from people who say they can't hear. And I read every one. Oh my God, I've got to get life. Some nights I'm up till 1 in the morning reading. Orville Heschuk, where are you? Yes, I get him every day. Orville, I appreciate him watching out there in Alberta.
We will be more polite.
Now, speaking of polite, earlier today, and we'll show the tape in a minute, there was quite a demonstration of the CLC, and Mr. Dion did not get a very warm reception. But last night, at least four Liberal MPs broke ranks with their party on the question of mandatory sentences on guns. And the New Democrats worked to compromise with the Tories, making adjustments. I am told